Litecoin, ladies and gentlemen. Litecoin is the right coin. We love Litecoin on this channel. I'm probably the only person that creates content on Litecoin every single day. Every single day. And talks about it on this podcast, along with Bitcoin and a bunch of other tokens. Now, I want to address the controversy over the weekend before I get into what has happened and the dynamic, the social dynamic of this space as a result of this interview that I find incredibly disappointing. Now, here's the clip that everyone and their mother is quoting, yet they didn't watch the whole interview or even 60 seconds after this clip ends, which is even more embarrassing. Take a look. And you notice how I pull up the whole interview and not just 40 seconds.
Advice for myself would just to be, I think this will be surprising to a lot of people, but which is to be buy Bitcoin, store it away, don't sell anything, and don't do anything else related to crypto and just sit on it and be anonymous. That would be my advice.
So don't follow in your footsteps.
Correct. Like creating Litecoin did not really make me more money. It was a lot of headache. Yeah, it was. Yeah, just if you just buy Bitcoin, keep it away, stay anonymous, sit on it, don't sell anything, it would be better off.
So this is what everyone clipped. But why don't you watch literally a minute later? Hold on.
Toshi sometimes for what he was able to do. Hopefully he's still alive, but being able to kind of walk away and no one knows who you are is powerful. But yeah.
I want to end here. Why is that important to you? I think that is an interesting message and it can be a profound message in many ways. Why is anonymity important to you? And what would you have done differently?
It's important because like these days you hear about a lot of like kidnappings and other stuff, like people getting the $5 wrench attack, right? It's something that's always on my mind. Like that, yeah, people may think that I have a lot of coins, even though I sold all my Litecoins. Yes, sorry. And yeah, it just safety is important for me. So being anonymous and nobody knows who I am would be great, but that's not something that kind of exists anymore.
Well, maybe one day you'll have that island all by yourself, remote somewhere where all your friends and family can come and no one will know where it is, and that can be your version of that future.
It might need to be on the moon though. We'll see.
And right before that clip, he said Bitcoin and Litecoin are going to the moon. Right after that clip that everybody posted. So they took him completely out of context. And then you see all of these maxis that are like, oh my gosh, Charlie Lee said, why would he make Litecoin? He regrets it. That's not at all what he freaking said. You took it out of context. And you know what is so wild, and I'm really trying to keep my composure here, is how disappointing it is that people that I respect majorly took and reposted this clip without watching the before or after, just to push an agenda. You know how disappointing that is? The whole Bitcoin maxi thing is absolutely ridiculous to me. Absolutely ridiculous. Because you know what? Bitcoin would even be the same if it wasn't for Charlie Lee. Back in the day, who was going and defending Bitcoin with Samson Mao during the block wars to maintain what Bitcoin is today? Charlie. Who went ahead and created most of what Bitcoin uses today? Charlie. Who did the first ever Lightning Network transaction? Charlie Lee and Jack Mallers. Does Jack talk about that? No. Does any maxi who base their businesses and their livelihoods off of Bitcoin and Lightning Network and anything that Charlie does, have they said thank you? No. Do they continue to pretend that Litecoin doesn't exist? Yes. But why? What's the point? I had a socialist teacher in high school that told me that Bitcoin would never make it. You should just be buying stocks. and be in a controlled environment. But yet, why do I get the same vibe from these maxis that push for Bitcoin only? Yet, that's like my teacher that said that Bitcoin would never work. You only stick with stocks. That is an old people mindset. Bitcoin was here to create a disruption, to spark a revolution. And yet Litecoin goes along with that revolution, complementing Bitcoin, giving Bitcoin the legs it stands on today. Yet these people are completely ungrateful. And I've been promoting Litecoin since I got into this space. I've known about Litecoin for almost 9-10 years now. I've been promoting it for almost 6 years on my page. Yet I post about Litecoin and people tell me I'm a paid shill. Are all of these maxis a paid shill? Is everyone that talks about Solana and Avalanche a paid shill? Or do they just believe in the fundamentals of the token? Get real. What are we doing here? The immaturity of this space, the tribalism of this space needs to end. Because the reality is, Bitcoin is my number one hold. It is the number one, and it will always be number one. But nothing, not everything, can be done on Bitcoin. I need sound money. I give away Bitcoin on this podcast. There was one time it took over an hour for a Bitcoin transaction to go through. That wouldn't have happened with Litecoin. If I'm making major moves in this space, or if I'm transferring millions of dollars, I want a penny or less in fees. And to know it's going to get there quite instantly. Not like Bitcoin that's expensive and it takes too long. Bitcoin is the best store of value. It is what started this revolution. It's a great currency. But it's not our end-all be-all. And if you're trying to push for that, you know it's not true. And the same maxis that are telling you, oh my gosh, this Litecoin thing. What were they doing last bull market? They were going to things like Litecoin. They were going to other alts, using that to make money and put it back into Bitcoin. But all of a sudden, the alts are worthless when they decide it's worthless. Just to pump their own bags. And you know what? That is sad. That is sad. And then people coming after me saying that I never owned Bitcoin, that I only promote the alt. Most of my content is Bitcoin. 90% of my content is Bitcoin. Yet, people try to make up these things about me that aren't true. Bitcoin is my number one. It's my largest hold. But I'm not going to be stupid, and I'm not going to be ignorant, and I'm not going to go tell other people what to do with their money and say, oh, because you own this, then you're a sheesh coiner. What are we, in 5th grade? It's wild that this space acts more like high school kids than actual high school kids. What's the tribalism about? If one wins, we all win. Isn't that amazing? Why can't we work together? Think about this, nerds, and I'm a nerd too, but nerds, think about this. Take a breath, think about this. What about the whole world, 90% of the world that doesn't even own Bitcoin yet they're going to come into this space, see that one guy that really created a lot of the fundamentals of the space is getting hate because of something that was taken out of context. And why would people want to be in crypto if this is what they're seeing at the start? We should all be supporting one another. All of us. 90% of the world hasn't touched Bitcoin yet, and we're concerned about Bitcoin versus Litecoin when they complement each other? Come on. Come on. The attack on Charlie this weekend was so unhinged. So unhinged. Don't make up things about me that I'm a maxi. Don't make up things about me that I'm a paid shill for Litecoin. When I talk about Litecoin like I would talk about Bitcoin, am I a paid shill for Bitcoin? No. Am I a paid shill for Ethereum? No. But I believe in this space, and I believe in decentralized money, and I believe in freedom. And Bitcoin grants you that freedom. Litecoin grants you that privacy as well as that freedom. In a cheap and fast way. Work together. That's all I'm trying to say. instead of attacking each other, work together. Watch the whole interview, not 40 seconds. Like, come on. We could do so much better, is all I'm trying to say. And even earlier in the interview, Charlie was talking about how mean people are to him for no reason. Yeah, did he sell his Litecoin? But it wasn't at the top. Yet, if he kept it, it would have been he's working on Litecoin because he has a financial interest. But he sold it, and because he sold it, not even at the top, he's a bad person. But wouldn't you want someone that has no financial gain from Litecoin to keep working on it for the sake of progressing the technology? Absolutely. So, why? Where is the attack really coming from, besides people's own insecurities? He doesn't deserve it. He really doesn't. He really didn't deserve that. And I really feel it was unfortunate that this is what happens. People take things out of context. People saying things about me that aren't even true. Oh, you did this on a recorded spaces. Bring the receipts. You can't because it doesn't exist. So that's all I wanted to say today. And am I going to go full Litecoin maxi? No, because that's not the point. Maximalism is not the point. Why am I here? Freedom for the next generation and beyond. To empower people. To have a decentralized money. That they can move anytime, anywhere, take with them anywhere. Money is value and information. It's free speech. Shouldn't that be what we're promoting in this space? And any tool that we can leverage to get there instead of coming after each other? Think about it. Really reassess. Really reassess.